All right, Zuby.
This is the
Make
one.
it work this time.
I'm feeling
Let's
good.
go. This is the one.
I feel good about it.
Zooby, zooby, zoo. Zooby, zooby, zoo.
Back Pod Stream is powered by Play Alberta. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. And for a limited time only, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using code GYB50. That's how Alberta wins.
Well, the Winnipeg Jets just finding ways to lose hockey games, though Trent Frederick and the Oilers had a little something to do with that. Nice comeback win on the road for the Oilers, and a player who's been under fire recently manages to find a way to make a difference. Welcome to Got Your Back, folks. Should be a fun one to break down tonight. Looking forward to it. I'm Ryan Rishaug. We've got Jason Strudwick ready to roll. We've got Zuby Zoo ready to roll as well. And of course, Robbie Brown will be checking in with us just a little bit later on. As always, our show is brought to you by our fabulous title sponsors over at Timber House Developments. Have you ever considered adding a garden suite or laneway home for aging parents or loved ones? The team at Timber House can design and build the perfect space for your property. With a focus on naturally inspired living, they create warm, thoughtful spaces that enhance the lives of your loved ones and provide an oasis to help them age in place. Visit timberhouse.ca. Some real nice looking designs there in that video. And I am coming at you from our Timber House studio, biophilically designed out here in Sherwood Park. I'm all nice and chill with my biophilic set, all kinds of plant life, a truly customized experience with Timber House when you build with them. Okay, we got Zuby Zoo, and we got Struddy. A little bit of a repunch tonight, Zuby. Basically, you tried to go live, push the button, and the power went out in your entire house or the whole neighborhood, or what's going on, man?
Nope, just my computer. I had both screens just go completely to black, and I had I have seen it before. It has happened on occasion. Maybe when I'm overpowering Bianca here, as I call my computer. I don't. That's the first time I've ever
Named
called
your
it
computer?
that. No, I didn't.
Bianca?
I feel like that's weird.
So yeah,
Dude, that's weird.
So we'll keep our fingers crossed, but no, I don't even want to say it. Never mind. It's going to be fine.
We're going to be good. Struddy, how was the day, buddy?
Good day. Yeah, busy day. But I'm fairly certain my day is a lot better than how the coaching staff of the Jets are feeling right now. That felt very, very, very negative, that game tonight for the coaching staff of the Jets. I'll be very interested to see what the next 24 hours look like in Winnipeg.
They've been, man, have they been fighting it? Have they ever been fighting it? And it feels like something has to come to a head. Boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, that looked like a limp team after the first period, buddy. They didn't get a shot. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not an insider, but I've been around.
You have been around. Yes, you have. Before we get to the breakdown, I just need help with something real quick.
Go on.
I'm trying to do something, and I don't know if it's going to be possible because early returns are not good. So I am trying to wear my watch on the opposite hand today than I normally wear it. I've worn it on my left hand my entire life. I've worn a watch on my left hand, but I'm left-handed. And it gets in my way when I'm trying to write notes on my iPad. Gets in my way it's just always bothering me and getting me in the way. So I finally decided it's a real conscious effort. I got it on my right hand. But you guys, I've been walking into walls and stuff today. I feel like I got my pants on backwards or that feeling you get when you put a t-shirt on it backwards. I just can't shake the feeling. It's so awkward, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Have you guys, do most people only wear it on one hand, or can you switch? Is this just a me thing? What's happening?
I want to know the purpose. What's the purpose of this? Is this just an experiment?
Well, no, because it gets in the way. It's on my dominant hand. Like, do you wear your watch on
Oh
your
yeah,
dominant
no,
hand?
I'm a righty and I wear it on my left, and that's
Right.
what I've always done.
Yes. So this is what I'm trying to do, is to get it on my non-dominant hand, but like, I can't function. So many things. I felt weird eating. I feel weird using the mouse. Like, I can't get it out of my mind. It's constantly on my mind.
I get it, man. I hear you. I understand why you're making the switch. I understand why you're struggling. I couldn't do it. If I don't have a watch on, I feel naked. I never take my watch off. All the time
Really?
I have it on. Like it's been, yeah. I go down to Consumers Distributing. I get a new Iron Man watch. I put it on. I wear it until it dies. Then I go get another one. And I just do it every 5 or 6 years. I never take it off. Never.
Apple iPhone 17 says you can't switch after a certain age. 10 days Shaugger, it'll feel normal, says Dirt Engineer. You need an ankle watch. Freezer Bag is saying this banter, though. He's loving the banter on the show. Yeah, you come for the banter, stay for the analysis. Freezer Bag. Where someone said wear a pocket watch like the rest of us civilized folk. That was from Balding Barber. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to give up before the end of the show here. It's been
No,
that
come
frustrating and weird.
Yeah. Give up, man. I'm with you. It's been
It's
so long.
easier.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like it's such a hard thing to change. I wouldn't be able to do it. I know it right now. I could not do it for a day.
Yeah. Okay. And this is a heavier watch too. Like it's one of the Apple watch, the bigger Apple watches. So it's ever present in my brain. Like I'm having trouble processing thought. My brain keeps going to this weight unnaturally placed on my right hand. Okay, enough of that. We'll see if I can get through the night, and I'll report back after the game on when's the next game? Saturday. I'll report back after Saturday's game. Let's get to the breakdown, shall we? Freezer Bag says, yeah, my Rolex is heavy too. Okay, Freezer Bag. Money bags. It is brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Our breakdown is during every Oiler game day at the Canadian Brew House. Enter at any Edmonton and area location for your chance to win Oiler home game tickets. Plus, enjoy $1 off Molson Canadian and Coors Light tankards. It's Edmonton-born. It's Canadian-operated. Great place to watch a hockey game. It is the Canadian Brew House. All right, Struds, your initial comment was on Winnipeg, and oh boy. We should talk little Oilers here to start, though. Lots of people are pointing to that fight from Frederick, right? So is this one of those ones where it looks like it could be a storyline. It looks like it might have been a thing. And it's probably really good for Trent Frederick if it is a thing. Was that a thing? Sticking up for his captain, fighting that guy, and the Oilers scrapped their way back?
I think, let's separate the two things. I think in that moment, I think it was important for him to do that. I really do. Logan's a pretty big guy. I don't know that he's a mauler, but he's a big guy. And Trent got in there and had hung in there. Like that's what you have to, it's your captain. And for Trent, he's trying to find anything to cling to right now as far as getting good mojo going. So to me, the guys have been pumping him up. The media, the fans have been talking about that moment. So that's a moment we can all agree tonight that Trent Frederick had, and he'll feel better about himself going into the next game. So for him, I think for the team, is secondary. I think that is also important. I think it kind of gets going. That's the second time now we've seen a teammate fight, and Connor going and scoring right away. It doesn't always work that way, but you can't overlook it.
It was last season, wasn't it? Where basically every time the Oilers fought, they won. Weren't they like 6-0 or 7-0 when they were fighting?
Yeah,
or was that
maybe,
2 seasons ago? I can't remember.
No, it was early. It was early
recently.
last season because Corey Perry was a number of them.
Yeah. What I liked about it, Struds, is that so he's coming back from a healthy scratching, but he wasn't being a dummy about it, right? Like Stanley took a shot at McDavid, so it made sense that you would step to that guy for that. He didn't go in politely. He went in, kind of cross-checked him in the back. It was kind of a little awkward, like he was kind of wrestling in there with him, sort of. It looked like he wanted to go, and I think Stanley was sort of like, what are we doing here? And then the linesman came in, but that takes guts, right? That's a big guy, and that can stretch you out. And I just like the fact that it was organic and happened in a common sense way for where the game was going. You look so skeptical right now. You're looking at me like, yeah, I don't know.
No. I totally agree with you. Because I don't know if you're going to like chirp him or something. I totally agree with you. And I think it's important to like, that's a hard thing to do. But in that moment, your energy is going like, you didn't like what you've seen. So I'm going to go there and deal with it. And honestly, I would have been saying the same thing right now if Stanley hadn't taken the fight, because it's like you're letting him know, like, hey, man, this isn't good enough. Now, the question is, why would Stanley take that fight? I mean, like, you've got a team in a pretty bad spot. Clock's ticking down in that period. Why give him any kind of energy going to the next period? To me, that's an oversight by Stanley and a good choice by Frederick. You got to walk away in that one. Say, nope, I'm good. I got my guy. I'm skating out of there. Bad choice by Logan Stanley.
Yeah. Didn't Logan Stanley sucker someone the other night? Was that him that did that? Was he the one?
Was it?
I know.
He did. He was recently suspended for a game. So
yeah, there was 2 in one night. That's why I'm a little confused. Someone suckered McCarron. Buddy from
a Beecher. Was it Bleacher?
Yeah, Beach. Yeah. Anyways, the way the fight ended, like, what I didn't like, I feel like Trent Frederick conducted himself well. And I think he fought a guy that was way bigger, sticking up for his captain, did a good job. He ended up coming loose at the end, and Stanley could have teed off on him when he was down. And, I mean, people call it a turtle or whatever. He was just protecting himself. He's down. You're going to cover your head when you got a 6'9" giant standing there. So maybe a bit of an odd look at the end of the fight, but, like, nothing to be ashamed of. And I don't like the fact when he skated off the ice, he like slammed the glass like he was upset or embarrassed, or he was, I don't know, or man, I don't know what he was feeling when he went off the ice, but I was sitting there thinking, like, good for you. You know, that was excellent. Job well done. And he skates off the ice like even that didn't feel like it went right for him. And I feel like that's being too hard on himself. I don't know. I'm kind of crawling into his head a little bit.
Yeah. And listen, I saw some of the comments online, and, you know, those people, the only thing they fight is maybe like a wet paper bag. Like, they've never been faced with fighting a guy that big. And it's uncomfortable, to say the least, when you lose your grip on him. And that's what happened. He lost his grip, and now it's open season. So you're trying to, like, you're swimming, you're down, you have no idea what's happening. You're trying to find any way, because he can just tee off on you. So I'm gonna take it as I think Frederick was frustrated that he slapped the glass, because he's like, I'm frustrated, I lost the grip, right? That you're like, because in that moment, that's what I think it would have done. Like, man, I wish I hadn't lost the grip, because he was actually doing pretty well up to that point. No, it wasn't actually. He was doing well up to that point against a much bigger guy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Stanley got a couple in. Frederick came back strong. I just thought it was a good interaction. And though, you know, he's down on his knees, he's protecting himself, but it was just interesting to me that he skated off like mad and smashing the glass. Like, he should have gone back there and felt good about what happened. You know what I mean? And hopefully with the game over now, you know, he's had some tough goes this year. Like skating out there out of the blue and fighting Buddy from Columbus was just, I mean, I respect the hell out of it, but it was sort of like, oh, you didn't necessarily need to do that. But it feels like this should be something of a toe grip for him, Struds. Yeah. I feel like this, for a guy who's floundering, hopefully this is a toe grip for him.
What I like about this and some other moments he has, it shows the type of character that Trent Frederick has. He's trying to help his team, even though his game isn't where it's at. And I know, it's $4 million. Yeah, I hear you. I hear that. But let's put that aside. He's just trying to find a way to help out. And, you know, you hope that this is a grip on that, and he can continue to build. Oilers fans are rooting against this guy. You're making a big mistake. You need this guy. Have you looked around the size of the forwards on this group? You need him. So instead of ripping him every night and going online and finding a way to punch a guy who's down, to me, that's fairly soft. Recognize he's trying to contribute when his game isn't where he wants to. And that speaks a lot to what Trent Frederick is and what I've known him to be for a long time.
All right, let's get to the Weiss Johnson sound box, brought to you by Weiss Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning. If the Christmas bills are coming in, but your furnace or hot water tank conks out on you, maybe you didn't get that garage heater you wanted for Christmas. Either way, Weiss Johnson has got some specials, now offering no interest for 24 months to make your purchase easier. Visit wjjingle.com for exclusive specials. Just forgot your back, jingle lovers. Jingle.
Weiss Johnson, Weiss Johnson, whoa. We're proud to be local and family
Realizing I didn't label any of my clips. I'm staring at a board full of lights, and I don't know what's connected to the lights.
Let's see what
this
happens.
One might be Zach Hyman talking about talking about the Darnell Nurse block and Frederick as well, I think.
Yeah, it's a great win for us, great team win. I think a lot of guys contributed in different ways. I mean, fighting is still, as much as people want to phase it out of the game, there is an element to it that can help turn the team game around. And I thought Freddy sticking up for Davo, fighting a big man, and doing that. I mean, people say it's coincidence that we won't score a couple shifts later, but I think there's something to that. And obviously, he's done it a couple times now, so good on Fred.
And I think this is the coach.
Pushing the knee.
Oh.
Bush, unfortunately, doesn't get enough credit for being the defensive player that he is. And, you see sometimes he makes a mistake. You think he's not cognizant about playing defense. And he's not a physical guy, but he's so smart. He's ahead of the play and usually gets a stick on a lot of pucks that intercept passes or breaks up plays. It's unfortunate that he doesn't get enough credit. Our penalty kill, another thing, our penalty kill's good with him. He adds to that. And, when you think of Bouchard, you think of the shot, you think of the points and being an offensive defenseman, but there's a lot to his game.
Okay, that maybe lets us transition from Trent Frederick to the rest of what happened, including, an eventful night for Evan Bouchard tonight. So at the time of that fight, Struds, it was 3-1, I think, at that point. And the scrap happens, and that is an absolutely critical goal. That 3-2 goal at the end of the period there, and by Connor McDavid, just super timely, and McDavid just continues to light it up.
I love the way you say it. It's timely, man. That's a humongous goal because 3-1, the Jets are looking for good things. Like, hey, we're going to come out of this period 3-1. It's Oilers. This is a big win for us, or a big opportunity. Instead of 3-2, now you're looking for bad things to happen. 21 seconds left in the period. That is a huge, huge goal for the Oilers and a massive kick in the junk for the Jets.
For sure. So heading into the third period, the Oilers are only down a goal. And you made the point, like after the first period for the Jets, something just fell right out of their game. I mean, they went ages without any shots on net, and they just kind of, I don't know, man. Like you can see how that team has dropped a lot of games because it's somebody hit the off switch, and then a beautiful play from Hyman ends up tying it.
Yeah, that was an amazing shot on an all-world goalie. Like he ripped that. Just an absolutely beautiful shot. When you look at the Jets, we don't have to talk about them too much, but they're just like their center issue right now. I loved Jonathan Toews, but he hasn't played in a long time, and he's not where he has been in the past. And I'm not sure if he'll get there. Maybe not. I don't know. Adam Lowry's pretty good, obviously, but they have a lot of people underperforming on that group. Shaugger, they, what a fall from last year to where they are this year. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really been something. And I mean, I don't know. Like Ehlers is a good player, but I mean, I don't know. Isn't it largely with similar personnel? I mean, Ehlers and Appleton, right, are kind of the two main guys that aren't there anymore.
Some pretty good speed. I think they lost some speed there.
They're slow.
They do look sluggish. And I know Brownie, the first thing he's going to say, the Jets' third pairing is brutal. So slow. You could just hear him like just giving it to those guys, right? Like he's going to be all over them. But you have guys that are, what's that?
No, you got to do that one more time.
Yeah, well, it's so slow. But you're going to have guys, but even like guys like Cole Perfetti, he's not up. Gustav Nyquist doesn't have a goal this year. It's not going well for that group at all.
Yeah, I agree. I keep trying to hit the record button in time to get your impersonation. The stream is going crazy that we've heard two Jason Strudwick, dumb guy voice impersonation tonight. People are loving it. Like, I can't even get a sentence out. I got to change this watch onto the other hand. I am struggling tonight. Can you tell how off I am?
Yeah. Yeah, we're struggling. Well, actually, let's not say we. Zuby and I are dialed in. You're struggling.
I'm all over the map. I don't even remember what segment we were going to do next. Okay, well, let's talk about the game-winning goal then. Why don't we do that? Evan Bouchard. Oh, by the way, we need to give flowers to Darnell Nurse for that block. That was a gutsy, painful block. That was another super clutch play. And Darnell Nurse doesn't flop around in pain very often, but he did for about 2.5 seconds there before he skated it off and then shrugged the trainers off and told everybody to leave him alone and finish the game. Like, that's tough stuff, Struds.
I love that. You know, too often we see players lay on the ice or they go to the bench and they go behind and then walk back. Just stay on the bench. Usually these things calm down. Just stay. I can't stand it when they leave the bench, then come back. Just sit there. And I love that Darnell did that. That guy's tough, man. He's a tough hombre. And yeah, he was there. You know, I want to talk about his partner, though, at some point. But Nurse, huge block, obviously.
Ryan has hopped up on NyQuil, says unfortunate son. Little Advil, cold and sinus tonight, but no NyQuil. We should probably talk quickly about, we're like talking about the game in reverse here. So just whatever. Kapanen's assist, Struds. Another good game from Kapanen, but beautiful assist.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, and he brings speed. So I just talked about how Winnipeg is slower. With Kapanen in the lineup, the Oilers are faster, right? And right now with the way Mangiapane's skating, with him out, the Oilers are faster. With Howard, with Savoy, with Kapanen, these types of guys. So they look a lot faster there.
Okay, game-winning goal. Plays at both ends of the ice for Evan Bouchard there on a power play that, like, for a second looked like it might give up a shorty at a critical time, Struds. Just a real critical moment there where Evan Bouchard, breaks up a play in his own end and then finishes a play at the other.
So he made a massive defensive play. And when I saw it, I text Zub's mom and your wife, Randy, because to ask for just for them to say a nice thing about Bouchard. They both sent me back texts that weren't very nice. But
lose both of those numbers. You got no business texting his mom or my wife.
It's not like I text them you up like you do, you old creep.
Yeah, that's true. I did text that to Shona. Hey, you up.
But no, like that, that was a big defensive play. And then he's a word on the other end with just an absolute bomb again on a world-class goalie. And I think it was a similar spot on Hellebuck, actually, that we might confront with Brownie. But that's what Bush can do, right? He gets it done. And post-game, Knobloch was talking about his defensive chops, and he's better than people give him credit for. It's just when he makes a mistake, they're big ones.
Yes, they are. Zuby, was it just me or did Struds almost break into the Aussie accent there real quick? Did you sense that when he was like, that was a bomb? He almost went there, didn't he? It almost sounded a little like it. Did you think?
I didn't, but I never, I'm always happy about if he goes, I'm never going to stop him from doing that. It's always a classic moment on the show.
People on the stream are now wondering if he's going to bust into his, if we might get a little live Rodney Dangerfield. Since Struds is digging the impressions tonight and stuff, I think, I think we just might.
Yeah.
This version of Ryan Rishaug reminds me of when Michael Scott burnt his, where did that go?
Foot on the George Foreman grill.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what that means. What happened to Michael Scott when he burned his foot?
Well, I would say he overreacted a little bit to it because of burning your foot on a George Foreman grill. That's not it's not like being charred on a barbecue. His foot was just a little red.
Okay, there we go. Everyone in the stands was calling Stanley the Stanimal, says Paulie99. That's a bad handle. Stanimal?
Remember they were trying to call Vinny Darnay Moss? What did they call him?
Seaweed Man?
Seaweed.
Jay Woodcroft we call him the Seaweed Man because he's...
I understand the sentiment, but it was awful.
Seaweed, yeah.
Absolutely awful.
All right. This show sucks so far, and it's my fault. Let's get to the Relentless Player, brought to you by UCAN Youth Services. Need reliable entry-level staff? UCAN trains Edmonton youth with the skills and confidence to show up ready to work. and to grow with your team. Learn more and make a change today. It's a great organization. Love being a charitable partner with UCAN Youth Services. Check them out at ucan.ca. Struds, who gets the Relentless Player of the Night?
You know what, buddy? I'm actually having a tough time with this one tonight. I don't know that anyone really stood out head and shoulders above the group. So this is going to be a backwards one. Some would say a backwards compliment. I didn't think Cal Pickard had the best night, but he made some timely saves as the game went on to give them a chance.
I can get with that.
So, generally this is usually for a guy who plays well the whole game. I would suggest that one, maybe two of those goals he'd probably like back, but he gave them a chance. He stopped it at 3.
I can get with that. I agree with you that there isn't anything really standing out. And so, yeah, I can go with that. It's a little cringy, but a lot of this show tonight has been cringy. So I think it's on brand with the way the show is going.
Let's be clear. It's not the show.
The show. Seaweed Man. Hanksta says Seaweed Man because he needs a lot of kelp. That was cringy. That was definitely cringy, Hanksta. But you know what? I don't mind. Send me all the cringe you want. I'll read it on air tonight because we're just having one of those shows. We're having one. We don't have many of them, but tonight is going to be one of them.
Trizent
is
on fire tonight. He said tonight it's the UCAN participation ribbon. I can't even spit it out.
Jeez, spit it out? What's going on with you two guys? You guys have a party without me? Zuby's blowing up the computer. Shaugger can't talk or handle the show. I'm the only one with it today. That's a bad sign if I'm the one who's in full control.
I'll be interested to see what Brownie brings to the show, what level of efficiency and professionalism he built. I have an excuse. I don't know what Zuby's excuse is. I'm wearing my watch on the wrong hand. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Zuby is the one. I'm not sure what's going on with him. He tried to crash the show right from the beginning.
I got my shoulder needled today, so maybe that's...
Oh, okay. That's a long way from your mouth. Okay, so let's just get to this quick. This is from PF 1000 and something. Anyways, Struds, I agree with you 99% of the time. Not this time. Picks was not good and almost cost the Oilers. Well, that was the essence of what I said. I said he won maybe 2 of the goals are letting, but he gave them a chance later in the game. That's why he got the relentless. So I just want to make sure that you and I are clear, PF Changs.
There you go. Mole 101 says that tequila is currently under both Shaugger and Zuby's desk. No, I'm not drinking tonight.
Something's going on. Let me know.
No, not at all.
I thought you were doing dry January or something. Wasn't that your goal?
Leon's body language says Brownie will bring hockey knowledge and sass.
That's for sure.
So we look forward to Brownie maybe rescuing this show because, man. Should we get to our storyline, Zuby? We missed on that too. So,
and wait till you hear this poll tonight. This whole first segment is.
Oh God, here we go.
Is the poll terrible? Do we have a terrible poll tonight?
It's actually a great poll, I think, but it's so out of left field. That's all. Where do you want to go first?
Brand for this show. All right, let's do our storyline. That's brought to you by our good friends over at Play Alberta. If you want to access odds boosts on every Oiler game all season long, Play Alberta's got you covered. From big winners every hour to hundreds of popular games and jackpots worth millions, the money stays in the province. Never been a better time to join the fun. Download the all-in-one Play Alberta app to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. And always remember, please play with your game sense. You had a sense on a potential line tonight that we put out, Zuby, and... well, we whiffed.
Yeah, we had the Oilers to score 4 or more, which we did hit there. And then, I thought I was being pretty safe with Picks making 41 saves the last time he faced the Jets to make 24 tonight. But of course, not only did he not make 24 saves, they didn't even get that many shots. So hard to make those saves when you don't get that many shots, when you only have, he had a run there of 17 minutes or something without a shot on goal. So that was tough to hit on that one, right. But we're right around it as always.
I'll say this, guys. Picks had 17 minutes without a shot. I don't think you two have had 17 seconds without a shot leading up to this show.
Mowgli29 says, I love how Rishaug was 11 out of 10 with energy a few days ago. and now he has been zero energy the last 2. What was wrong with me last show?
No, that's
Did I
unfair.
have a bad show last show?
That's unkind.
I don't
know.
remember.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I do remember your energy show, but I don't remember.
On the off night
I
show,
was
you came
sick
out
last
fired
show.
up.
That's right.
I
That's-
did.
Yeah,
I
you
came
were-
out
you were
fired up
sick.
with one of my worst takes of the season. I came out 11 out of 10 and just ran myself face first into a brick wall that I basically had to apologize for the next night. So that's what happens when I get fired up. All right, Zuby, you want to do your dumb poll?
I do. I think it'll be fun though, but we'll see. This started over on the Discord. I'll let you get us into it.
Okay, sounds good. Our dumb poll tonight brought to you by DeBoer's Golf Shop and Fitting Center. It's a new year, which means it's time for a new you. Make more birdies on the course in 2026 with the help of Scotty, TJ at DeBoer's. Schedule your fitting today. Visit DeBoersGolf.com or go chat with the team in the shop about your golf goals for 2026. We got a big audience on the live stream tonight too, and we are blowing it.
And I haven't opened this poll up early, so I'm not even going to press go until I've said the whole thing. So just quickly, over on the Discord tonight, we have a live stream chat going, a bunch of us there talking about the game, and our friend Neil Garrity, he was mad at Neil Pionk. He said, I like everything about, I forget what he said, but he didn't like sharing a name with Neil Pionk, didn't care for Neil Pionk. That started a little bit of chatter, and we came to this question. Who is your favorite all-time Neil? The choices are Armstrong, DeGrasse Tyson, Diamond, or Patrick Harris. So those are our 4 Neils. You get to choose your favorite Neil. And Neil Garrity was going to be number 5. He was the 5th choice. You can write in your votes for Neil, but those are the choices for your all-time favorite Neil. Again, the choices: Armstrong, DeGrasse Tyson, Diamond, and Patrick Harris.
I know
Struddy's.
This shouldn't even be close. This should not even be close. It's outrageous that I got to check this voting out. I'm going to start polling for people, or what do you call it? Not polling, but
Stumping.
voting. Yeah.
Stumping?
Yeah, that's what they call it when you're out there, like for a political, you're stumping for a political person
Pushing
or whatever.
for people.
Stumping up.
Well,
I'm
so
stumping
Neil
a lot.
Diamond should win this, but I will say, Neil Patrick Harris. I mean, Doogie Howser was a good show back in the day. How I Met Your Mother, solid show, really good show there. He's done some other stuff here and there. I would say I'm going to call him in second place. He would be a sneaky pick for me, Neil Patrick Harris. Anyone?
Hey, hold on. I can't
like
even
him.
believe. Are we having this conversation? Neil Diamond's one of the greatest singers of all time, the jazz singer. Then you have someone who's the first person to walk on the moon, and you're trying to tell me you're taking a guy who is Doogie Howser before someone who walked on the moon? Like, you just lost all your credibility with pop culture references. So it doesn't even make sense. How could you even think that?
Shaugger tonight is doing his best Trent Frederick impression, struggling to find anything but trying to make a contribution, says Canadian 123. That's probably being hard on Trent Frederick. Somebody said Shaugger's show percentage is 812, so they think that's my performance level on the show. That was a good one too.
Calvin Klein or something. Neil Diamond has one hit song. Dewey has their 2 hit shows. One hit song. Are you familiar with the Diamond Cutter's greatest hits? You're actually insulting people, Calvin. And you don't take your name off Calvin. Only one person in the show wears Calvin Klein underwear. That's unbelievable. I can't believe this guy. Like, I can take a lot of hockey takes. When you start talking about Neil Diamond like that, that's rude. And someone who walked on the moon first.
And I feel like
if that happened, though. I mean, let's be honest. If that happened.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like anybody who skips past those 2 is a moon landing conspiracy theorist.
Mm-hmm.
A moon landing.
Yeah, there you go. Stitch is there, says, did he walk on the moon?
Yeah.
Neil Peart deserves some love. Who's Neil Peart?
The drummer for Rush. Yeah, he was in there as well. And Neil Young, also another Canadian. But I felt we had one singer already on the list.
Neil Diamond saved drowning people from a house fire. Did that happen? Is that?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that story.
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Not aware of it.
Note to self, don't insult Neil Diamond in front of Struddy. That coming in from Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Once again, thanks, Nuge, for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. There's a lot of things you can chirp about, but not Neil. I love Neil Diamond. Like him and Abba are two that I'll do anything. I'll go to bat. I'll Trent Frederick. Go fight Logan Stanley.
Is it common to drown in a house fire?
Drowning from
Is that what I said? He said.
Well, that's what Atlas said, and I think there's another joke there. People save drowning people from a house. Yeah.
Okay, I'm missing it. I've missed it all. Okay, let's crunch the numbers, and then we'll get out of here, and hopefully Rob Brown will be ready to come and save the show. Crunching the numbers is brought to you by McDonald's. I actually rolled through Mickey D's today to grab myself a nice coffee, little caramel latte coffee from Mickey D's. If you love cheese, you'll love the new double cheesy melt at McDonald's. 200% Canadian beef patties, 2 slices of cheesy goodness with melty cheesy sauce, pickles, crispy and grilled onions. You don't just eat it, you melt into it. Only available for a limited time at McDonald's. Struds, what stood out to you statistics-wise, courtesy Sport Logic?
Well, I mean, Sport Logic got a lot of good information, but I went off the board a little bit here. So we'll start with the slot shots on goal, 18-11. Puck battle percentage win. That was huge. The Oilers, literally 3/4 of them they won. That is massive. Slot driving plays. Again, the Oilers 15-13 against, and then turnover scoring chances 7-5. The other one I had though was total shots. The Oilers outshot 30-16 Winnipeg after 10 losses at home against not the greatest defensive team, had 16 shots for. That is a massive stat for this group.
There you go. Yeah, that was a good win for the Oilers. Since Christmas, it hasn't been great, and there haven't been many nights where they, probably felt great about themselves after the game. And I'm not saying they would have felt great after this one, but a come from behind win, gutsy, some guys step up. Guys, one of those ones, Struddy, where guys get a little bloodied, a little battered, and a little bruised, and get the love and appreciation from the fellows on the flight home.
For sure. This was one they wanted to get 2 points against the worst team in the league. Now you move on. You got the Kings on Saturday, the Hawks. This is a 3-game stretch here that is important for the Oilers to bank points against teams that are, below them in the standings.
Okay, Neil Diamond is way overrated, says Pete Surovic. I've heard Cats hump with more rhythm than him. Questioning his rhythm. That was an aggressive chirp at Neil Diamond right there. What's the over-under on how many sponsors drop out after tonight, says Trisen. I don't know. I'll put it in about, if we keep going like this, minimum 2 for sure. But never fear, Rob Brown is going to come and save the day. We'll take a quick break here. We'll reset. We're professionals. We know how to bounce back after a bad first period. We're going to be dead nuts here in the second period. So stay with us here on Got Your Back, presented by Timber Haas Developments.
Riverside Motorsports is your ultimate multi-brand dealer. With a massive lineup of motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, snow bikes, e-bikes, and snowmobiles, all under one roof. With Alberta's best selection, a huge parts and accessories inventory, and a fully certified service department, Riverside has everything you need to ride. Family owned and serving Edmonton for over 55 years. See what they have to offer in-store just off St. Albert Trail or online at riversidemotorsports.com.
At Modern Measure, every item of clothing starts from scratch and is designed from the ground up, based on both your style preferences and current fashion trends. Their clothing is fully designed to give you the exact look you're looking for, down to the smallest details and customization. The Modern team will work with you to make sure that you not only look and feel great, but make the most of your investment. On the ground floor of Edmonton Tower downtown, Modern Measure.
Is that the actual Jason Strudwick in the YouTube chat? Struddy, are you mucking about, banging around in the chat with people?
Well, because I just can't believe that people saying he's not a good singer. I mean, I don't know what to do. I'm distracted now over that conversation on the side there.
He's taking it to the chat. Wow.
I am.
I love it. Anytime
I'm
Struddy
defending them.
starts rabble-rousing with the folks, Zuby, that's amazing.
Oh, I love it. I'm just reading this great comment from Trizent. He copied and pasted the AI summary of the chat. Says viewers are debating the merits of Neil Diamond and Neil Peart, with some calling them overrated while others defend their work. This is the best part. The conversation also touches upon hockey, particularly the Oilers. Occasionally, it's hockey.
There's been a bit of that. And yet our numbers are firm. Our numbers are holding firm. Maybe we've missed the formula for this show the whole time. Maybe we needed more mayhem and less, mature adult conversation. Hey, if you love the mayhem, go ahead and throw us a thumbs up or a like. We appreciate you sticking with us even on an off night. Time now for takeaways, shall we? Brought to you by Chandos Construction. Chandos doesn't just hire talent, they invest in it. They are 100% employee owned, so when their people grow, right along with you, ready to build something that matters. Apply now. Join a great team over at shandos.com/apply. Oh, thank goodness. Although, there he is. I thought we were going to have a smiling face, and there it is. Brownie, you are here to save the show, my friend. It's gotten a little bit off the rails. Admittedly, the three of us are not having great nights tonight. How efficient are you feeling?
It's not true.
Oh, I've been fantastic. Seriously. I was a big part of the win tonight, too. So anything you guys need, just climb on. Me and 97 will take you guys to the promised land. Here I go. What do you need?
Okay, well, we just broke down the game for the most part. We do want to get a couple of thoughts from you. Do you deal with Frederick and a lot of the stuff in Brownie Points, Brownie? Like, do you deal with a lot of the main game stuff in Brownie Points?
I do talk about him,
Yeah?
yes.
Okay, we won't circle back right now then. There was a couple more things Struds wanted to talk about. You can hop on board with here. Struds, I know you're always eager to talk about the D-men, Spencer Stastny in particular. We talked about if he was in the right spot or not. Ends up next to Darnell Nurse for this game. The Oilers go with a different configuration. What did you guys see? Struds, you can start.
Yeah. Oh, I really wanted to see Stastny beside Nurse. I think that Regula's had a pretty good run. A long run there, and I think the results have been as expected. And so they put Stastny up there, and I was like, okay, here we go. This is his chance, right? He's starting up there, and he's had some good moments beside Darnell. Well, defensively tonight on the first two goals, he had a tough time. The first goal, he switches. He has one guy below the goal line. The puck goes up towards the hash mark. He switches on his guy, goes to the guy that Connor's guy, it would have been Connor's guy. Connor tries to go down low, and now it's a 2-on-1 from below the goal line. Darnell's kind of stuck in no man's land, but people are like, well, it's Darnell Nurse's fault. I guess you could have played a bit better. It should never have happened. If Stastny stays with this guy, it doesn't happen. Now in the second goal, there's a wraparound. Stastny stays off the back post. Now, I in this truest sense of the word, you should probably make sure that's sealed because you don't want a backdoor post. But there's someone behind him. Roslovic could have called him off, and then you would have confronted the other gentleman as he comes around the goal line with your stick on puck and taken it off. So two defensive miscues that led directly to goals. The second goal, probably like to see a save there from the big guy, but either way, the truth is still you're called off by your center. You go and stick on puck, and that guy never wraps the puck around for that second goal. Brownie.
Yeah, you're right. There's a big difference playing third line minutes, third D pairing minutes, and being in the top four. It's just who you're playing against. Not only who you're playing against, Reds, but who you're on the ice with. Because all of a sudden, Connor and Leon are usually getting the top four guys. So there's an expectation of where they want the puck, when they want the puck, how they get the puck. And then defensively, you don't want to get hemmed in. And you're right, the play that he had his man and then he chased the puck. I mean, that's something that you can never do as a defenseman.
Can't do it.
Regula wasn't good enough to play in the top four. Stastny, I'm not sure. He's a third pairing defenseman. Wallman is a top four defenseman.
Yeah.
Stastny isn't. And this was not a good team they were playing against and got exposed at times. Like, they're terrible. That Winnipeg Jet, after watching that game, I'm like, there's nothing in that game that lends me to think, oh, they're close to turning it around. So this, as we go forward, I mean, Stastny might get another shot until we see Wallman coming back. But this lends to, do the Oilers need a 4-5 guy coming in with some veteran? Because if a guy gets hurt in the playoffs, Stasny would be the guy that would move up. And I don't know yet. He hasn't shown enough yet that he can take those minutes in big games against Colorado's or Dallas or Vegas, teams like that.
For sure. Brownie, is there any specific facet of the Jets that you particularly feel lags and isn't great? Is there any one sort of like
slow, so slow? The third pairing was terrible, like so bad. Like seriously, you guys are laughing, but it was so bad. Like they just got hemmed in shift after shift after shift. So I mean, I could play on that team.
His trends are so bad.
So Brownie, at the beginning of the show, I said it'll take Brownie 3 minutes. Kind of,
oh, that third pairing's so slow. They're the worst pairing in the league.
Oh my! But seriously, come
you're
on.
Right, you're not wrong, Brownie. You're not wrong. But I was howling like 3 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that team, I mean, they're a one-line team is all they are. And it's amazing. All they've lost really is Nikolai Ehlers. But it shows you how good he was on that second line last year because they were an effective second line.
And
I know you guys will. Pardon?
Appleton on the third line. He played, I think,
that's true too.
Lowry.
But I know that you guys,
two fast guys. They look slow now.
Yeah. Well, and you guys watched the show, and this is how, or the game tonight. This is how far they've fallen. Like Jack Michael said, they would have to go 41-0, 41-0, the remainder 41 games of the season to tie last year's record. Like, how far has this team fallen? This game was over when Connor McDavid scored in the second period. This game was over. It's just a matter of how long it was going to be until the Oilers got the lead.
But you know what's crazy, Brownie, is that I don't know that a team's ever gone from first to worst. Now, maybe there's someone out there, stat guru, that knows. But the crazy thing is they don't really have anyone to trade off. Like they don't have any really, any you're like, yeah, I'd like to get that guy or this guy. Like there's really nobody.
That's and who's signing there?
Because their big players are all they're all tied up in big contracts. Scheifele is, Hellebuck is, I think Morrissey is,
Connor
is. Like that was the big thing. Lowry, like they went out and they were celebrating the fact that they got all those guys signed, but man, they look so slow. And it was like, if you're a Jet fan, it was tough to watch because you could just see the body language of that team. They knew that they were going to lose. They
Brownie,
just knew.
I said at the beginning that's the type of game that provokes change in an organization.
Yep. Well, this type of season will lend to management changes, coaching changes, and player changes. Because they do not have the playoff successes to be able to overcome a big, bad season like they're having. They can't say, okay, we had a bad year, but we went 4 rounds or we went 3 rounds. Yeah. They've had a lack of playoff success, and now they've completely fallen off the map.
Mm-hmm. That second line of theirs could use Mangiapane. Hey, Brownie?
Yeah. They had $7 million. Well, they actually had $7 million in their press box tonight too, just like the Oilers did last home game.
Yeah,
that's $15 million if those two teams would have played together at the same time, sitting in the press box.
Would you? Because Nyquist is there. Would you trade? I think he only has this year. Would you trade Nyquist for Mangiapane?
Yes, to get out from under that second year. You kidding me?
Yeah, because Nyquist only has 1 year, and then Nyquist, maybe if you don't like him, you can flip him at the deadline for somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see Winnipeg taking Mangiapane's 2-year contract.
No, I know.
I mean, who's going to sign to go play in Winnipeg next year if this is the way it goes? Like, I mean,
Struddy and I would have, because we would have been looking for a job.
Yeah, I'd be happy. I love Winnipeg. Let's go.
They might be looking for guys. They might be happy for NHL players that have a year left on their deal. Okay. Struds, you wanted to talk about the Oilers' third line. We saw it once again. Roslovic down the middle. Savoy on one side. I cowered over on the other. What say you?
Well, I think this is a big conversation starter. Like, I think this isn't what I'd call a traditional looking third line, but at least it's a line that's trying to get something going, right? And they have an identity. May not be the identity you want for a third line, but they have an identity. And I thought it was another decent game. Now, they took a couple off the chin, and I think I already went through a little bit kind of how some of those goals are scored, and didn't necessarily blame it on them, Brownie. But this makes me want to see them again Saturday night against the Kings.
You want to keep giving them looks. You do. And
Well said.
there were the Oilers for most of this season have had two lines and then dead zone, where the first two lines go out, create, and then there's two shifts in a row where nothing happens offensively. Tonight, the plays they were making, like little deft touch passes, little backdoor dink passes, creating in the offensive zone. Now, the only way that this line is going to survive as a line is they've got to be better defensively. They're getting a ton of looks in the offensive zone, but at times they've been caved in over the two games defensively, where they get stuck in their own zone. They got two small wingers. If I'm playing against them, I'm telling my D-man, go down the boards, take away. When that gets rim, take them, because you've got big D-men taking out little players. But they are smart. They're very, very smart players. They create, and this is the first game really that when the third line has been on the ice for the Edmonton Oilers Hockey Club, you felt like they might score. And that's the first time all season long I could actually say that.
You know, Brownie, you make a really good point about that. And I think that, you've been wanting Roslovic on the top line. No problem. I can do that. But to do that, you have to find the right centerman. And I think what we're seeing now is that these two wingers could be something for a line. They could be a third line, right? But I think they need the right centerman. And Roslovic isn't the most defensively responsible gentleman on the planet. And I don't think he's like the two on the wings.
Well, you know what they need? They need a Lowry. If they had a Lowry in the 100%. Middle and put those two on the outside, you're like, okay, there is
There's something there.
Yes.
And I think that's
100%.
what I've been promoting. Like, let's find something that maybe looks like we might be getting something going here, right? Now, they are small. I get that.
We got a lot of calls on our radio show tonight and asking about Boone Jenner. He'd be another guy that would look very good in the middle between those two small players. A very good defensive forward that's got a little bit of meanness to him. And when he's in his own end, you feel safe. They'll be able to get the puck out.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. Okay, that was our takeaways brought to you by Shandos Construction. Zuby, let's get to Brownie Points. Want to get Brownie's overall thoughts on the night. And no better chance to do that than with Brownie Points. Brought to you by the Alberta Ram dealers. Get 10 years of built-in confidence at your Alberta Ram dealer. With Canada's best full-size truck, limited powertrain warranty, every new 2026 Ram truck comes with a 10-year, 160,000-kilometer warranty. Check it out at your Ram dealer today. Brownie, what do you got, buddy?
Well, I'm going to start, and I'll just quickly say it because we just went all through it with the Jets. I'm taking 11 Brownie Points away from them. They've got an 11-game losing streak, and it is obvious why. At no point tonight did you feel that Winnipeg Jet team was going to win. Once that Oilers got that second goal, it was only a matter of time. I'm going to go, let's go with the Oilers game first. I got two big Brownie Points to the Oilers special teams that were the difference again in this hockey game. In the third period of a close game, when it was tied, after it was tied, both teams got a power play. The Oilers scored. The Winnipeg Jets did not even scare the Oilers goaltender on that one. The Oilers power play came through at a big moment, as it always does. The Oilers penalty killing, which we've seen a lot as of late. At big moments, their penalty killing has come through. I thought the special teams in the third period were the difference of this hockey game. I've got 67 Brownie Points to Oilers number 10, Trent Frederick. The Oilers winger has had a very, very tough season and has been in and out of the lineup. But tonight he stepped up against a much bigger opponent, fighting the 6'7" Logan Stanley. There are parts of his game that continue to need to improve, but the coaches and the teammates, and obviously the fans, will notice when his player steps up for his own teammates. So to me, we've been all over Trent Frederick, and I don't know if there was a whole lot that he did in this game, but he stepped up against a 6'7" player and fought him. I give him kudos for that. Now, that was all I had on the game. The other two are just two things outside in the NHL. I got 500 Brownie Points. The Detroit Red Wing, Patrick Kane, scored 2 goals tonight to reach 500 in his National Hockey League career. He becomes the 49th player in the history of the NHL to score 500 at a pair of Stanley Cup championships to his 500 goals, and he will be in the Hall of Fame soon after he retires. He was one of my favorite, and still is, one of my favorite players ever to watch. And the last one, 67 brownie points to San Jose Shark and Canadian Olympian Macklin Celebrini. Only McDavid and McKinnon have more points than Celebrini's 67. McKinnon has Nacat, or how do you say his name? Nachash? Natchis.
Yeah,
and
the K
McCarr to
silent.
play with. Connor McDavid has Leon and Hyman and Nuge and Bouchard to play with. Celebrini has 67 points. Next on the Sharks is Alex Wenberg, who's got 30 points. Celebrini is double his closest teammate in points. The Sharks have multiple players in double digits for minuses. Celebrini is plus 17. If the Sharks make the playoffs, Celebrini will have put himself into the MVP conversation. And remember, Celebrini could have played in the World Juniors. He is only 19 years old. And those tonight are my brownie points.
Yeah, I like that. You know, Brownie, it's Trent Frederick. We've talked about him more than I don't know what. Last year was about the hitting. This year is about Trent Frederick. So, you know, a teammate appreciates that, right? And I think that's really important. And I think I said it speaks to the character of Trent Frederick that he's doing this, even though it's not always enjoyable, but got to find something out of that. Like he's got to find, okay, this is a start. Like just a hit next game against the Kings, run someone, right? Like it just, you got to build. There's got to be, Shaugger used the word a toehold on what he's trying to create as a season.
Well, I don't know if you noticed when he left the ice, the frustration, like he banged the glass with his hand and shook his head. And I think to me, now I don't know Trent at all. To me, it's one of those, I went out, I did what I was supposed to do, but this isn't what I want to do. I want to be a player. I want to play 15 minutes. I want to be on the power play. I want a penalty kill. I want to do these things. Yet I have to go out and fight a 6'7" monster.
That's how you read that?
And that's how I read it. How'd you read it when he banged his hand off the thing in frustration?
I feel like you have this vision of what Trent Frederick is not, but is being asked to be.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know. I feel like, Struds, I feel like he's projecting that a little bit. I don't think that's what it was at all. I think Struds and I talked about this earlier. I feel like I thought it was a good moment for him. He stands up for a teammate. He takes a tough fight. He did fine. A little tough at the end when he had to protect himself when he was down on the ice, right? Little tough moment there. Mm-hmm. Stanley kind of laughed at him. I think the Jets were giving it to him. And I think he didn't feel good about the way it went. And I think that's why he slammed his hand, when I think he should feel good about the way it went. Not, I'm miserable. I shouldn't have to be doing this. Why am I doing this?
Oh, no, I didn't say I shouldn't have to. I think he wants more. I think he's frustrated. He played 6.5 minutes. In this hockey game, 6.5 minutes. I don't think he signed this 8-year contract to play 6.5 minutes. So to me, this is how I look. Again, I don't know Trent Frederick at all. This is just my view from 1,000 miles away. I think he's frustrated that that's what he has to do. That's just my thought.
Yes, I think he was frustrated. He lost his grip. On a big man, you do not want to lose the grip.
I give credit to Logan Stanley. Logan Stanley could have just absolutely pounded him.
Yeah.
And he stopped. He had him so vulnerable. But that's one thing I give credit to all tough guys in the National Hockey League. 99% of them realize it's over and they stop. I credit that because I think that just shows class. So to me, it showed class by Logan Stanley.
Yeah, because you don't want that guy dropping on you when you're on your knees, right?
Nope, 100%. Absolutely.
You gotta know
or someone suckering you when you're not expecting it, Logan Stanley.
You should always expect it. And it's
he needed to fight with honor. He needed to fight with honor because when he sucker punched Buddy there the other night, that was a pretty bad look. Okay, let's get to core adjustments, brought to you by HSE Core Services. If you need a safety program, they can build it. And if you need it managed, they will do that too. Stuck dealing with online safety registries that your clients need you to sign up for? They will handle those as well. If you own a business, you know all of these things that I'm speaking of, and HSE Core will take care of all of it for you, including those core audits. Visit www.hsecor.com for more information. Brownie, what hand do you wear your watch on?
Right.
Your whole life?
Yep.
No. I've tried, so I wear it on my left. The core adjustment I've made is I've tried to switch it over to my right for the day, and it is train wrecked my whole day. I can't do anything. I can't host a show. I feel like honestly, I am so thrown off by this. And so just checking in with you if you've ever tried this and if you have a thought on this.
Well, I'm left-handed, so I write with my left hand, and while I'm writing, I want to be able to look at the time. That's why I have it on my right hand. Why would I want to switch it? Why are you switching hands?
Well, because I'm left-handed and I want it on my non-dominant. I've been wearing it on my dominant hand my whole life, so I'm trying to get to where you currently are.
So you're a slow learner. You're in.
I'm behind 48 years on which hand, 40 years on which hand to wear my watch on for sure. Wait a second though. If you're writing and you want to check the time, all you would have to do is just tilt your wrist down a little bit.
Oh,
your
no,
wrist is literally in front of you where
it.
you're looking.
No. And
that
if you're having a
make
drink,
sense.
having a beer, I can, like, while I'm drinking my beer, I can look at the time. I mean, these are things. I had a buddy. I don't know if you knew him, Struds. Dan Curry played with him in the minors, and he had watches on both hands because he wasn't sure which hand he was going to drink beer with that night. So he wanted to be able to tell the time either way. So he always wore 2 watches.
Struds is checked out. Allison941 says, coming into the stream late, seeing this poll with no context is something, but I thought it over thoroughly before voting. Brownie, you want to chime in on our poll here? Zuby, you want to feed it to Brownie? We'll get his answer quick.
Yeah, the poll was, who is your favorite all-time Neil? And the choices are Armstrong, DeGrasse Tyson, Diamond, or Patrick Harris.
Ooh, it'd either be Diamond or I'd have a write-in vote for Neil Sedaka.
Oh, there have been a
Who's
couple
that?
of those in the stream.
Who's Neil
He's a
Sedaka?
singer. Famous singer.
What does he sing?
How are you? I'm not giving you freebies. No, you go look it
No,
up. Google it.
Isn't that the guy who sings Sunday Morning Come Down?
No, okay, seriously.
That's a banger at parties. I'll
That
tell
was
you that one.
Fred Kazakov.
Okay. Well, believe it or not, Tom Lesko, that was core adjustments.
Tommy,
brought to
what's
you by
going on with you
HSE
guys
Core
tonight?
Services. I know, Brownie, it's been brutal. We thought it was going to get better when you joined. We got one segment left to try and get it back on the rails. So when we come back, you know what? We're going to put all our faith in Struddy. Struddy has a chance to turn this thing around. Struddy's World. It's going to save the entire show. That is coming up next here on Got Your Back, presented by Timberhouse Developments. Stay with us.
For over 60 years, Belvedere Golf and Country Club has delivered a high-quality membership experience to Edmonton and area. And now it's even better. Drainage and irrigation improvements in 2024 have taken course conditions to a new level. This commitment to long-term sustainability means exceptional playing conditions all season long. Belvedere's tee sheet availability is unmatched, so join now and experience golf the way it was meant to be played, on your schedule. Visit BelvedereGCC.com today.
Why would you? Nobody puts in wood windows or siding anymore, so why put in wood fences? Maintenance-free vinyl fence from DLR is backed by a lifetime warranty and will save you time. Weekends are for playing, not painting. Go vinyl at DLRvinylproducts.ca.
When you make a mistake, heads should roll. It's not right. And I'm here. Someone has to put their foot down. Now that I say it out loud, it does sound a little crazy. God, I look good.
A little double punch on the Struddy's World intro there, Zuby. What happened?
I think I just double clicked. I don't know. That's on my arm, of which my shoulder was needled. So,
okay,
what can I say?
There's your problem right there. Time now for Struddy's World, brought to you by Batty Realty at Royal LePage AR Team Realty. Buying a home is a big decision, and the team at Batty Realty will guide clients through the complex process with expertise and care, providing unwavering support even after the keys are handed over. Check them out online, Batty Realty. That's BHATTI Realty.com. Struds.
Don't worry, everybody. I threw Team Canada on my back when I led our team to a silver medal to Spangler Cup. I can lead this pod back onto the track. So a guy who's a really incredible part of hockey folklore and legend, Glenn Hall, passed away yesterday at 94. I'd heard about Glenn, and I kind of knew what he's done, and the length of games he'd play and all that kind of stuff. His career was incredible. But I was doing a little bit of reading about it, and I didn't realize his record of 502 consecutive starts, and if you include playoffs, it's 552. That is insane. That might be the greatest record in sports. I don't think that one will. I don't think it'll never be touched. There'll never be anyone that does that as a goalie again. It is mind blowing, guys, to think that a guy played that many games in a row. Tough spot to be a backup for sure, but I didn't realize that was his record, boys. That one it slipped past. I think that even eclipses the goal scoring total, because that could be broken by someone. But no one will ever play this many games again as a goalie in a row.
No, it won't. And think about it. He did it without a mask.
Crazy.
He was playing in an era where he played. So back then, I don't think they played, I don't know how many, 50, 60. So that would have been 9 years, 10 years in a row without missing a game when you don't have a mask and you're the goaltender. Absolutely astounding. I had met him over the years here, an incredibly nice person. It's that is, you're right. There were records of Gretzky's that people thought were never going to be touched. And then Ovechkin broke one, and who knows what McDavid does point-wise over his career.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with Struds. That is a record that never, ever will be touched. I mean, nowadays, if a goalie plays 15 games in a row, that might be the highlight. So 500 and some, pretty cool.
Oh, it's crazy. it's just not the way the game is played anymore. But it's kind of mind-boggling. At what point, who was the first one that sort of thought, I want to consider chucking a helmet on these guys, like the goalies, right? How long, why did it take so long for them to decide that was something that was necessary and needed and important? And were kids in minor hockey back in the day? Were there a bunch of helmetless kids playing net back in the day too? Way back when?
I would imagine
in minor hockey?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't want to be called soft if you were wearing a face mask as a goaltender. So you went in there without a mask on. It is absolutely scary. What he did.
Insane.
And they didn't shoot as hard, but when you're on your knees, there's sticks, there's skates, there's knees, there's the puck. And to go out there, zero chance I would ever thought of that would be it. I don't even know who was the first goalie to ever wear a mask. Was it Jacques Blanc?
I believe it was. I think I did a report on this in grade 6. So
here we go.
I believe it was Jacques Blanc. But there was some there was some little technicality about someone else had worn one in a minor league game or so. I forget, but officially I believe it's credited to Jacques.
Denny Lemieux. Denny Lemieux had it.
Jacques Blanc in 1959, after being hit in the face, he refused to return without his practice mask, a move that revolutionized goalie equipment. Despite initial ridicule, they made fun of him at first for wearing a mask in net.
I know. Are you kidding me? You can't wear a mask in there.
They practiced with it and then took it off
to the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's true. I was just going to say this, but Atlas on the stream said it was a Canadian Heritage moment. There is a Canadian Heritage video of that. That's the exact same thing. It's never been done, Jacques.
Well, when I went to the Chicago Blackhawks, I was the first player ever to wear a shield with the Blackhawks. I remember I got traded there, and I got interviewed by the media, and they said, "Are you going to keep your shield on?" I'm like, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? Have you ever seen me play? I don't fight. And they're like, well, no player's ever played here. It's kind of an unwritten rule. You take your mask off. I'm like,
right.
Well, they can trade me again. No, I'm not taking my mask off. I'm sure that really made Keenan and Sutter love me even more. But yeah, I was apparently the first guy ever to wear a mask there. So I'm like, that's who I am.
Breaking down
Chicago
barriers.
Once and I got beat up.
You love Chicago for those 3 months.
A Blackhawks heritage moment. No one's ever done it, Brownie.
Hi, I'm Rob
Okay,
Brown.
that was an average Struddy's World, which by this show's standards made it a great segment. So way to go, Struds! You saved the show. Nice work, my
Well
friend.
done, guys.
Who was Struddy's relentless player tonight? Did you guys do that yet?
You guess. Guess who it was.
See if you can guess.
Was it in the Oilers game?
Yeah, in Oilers
Yes.
game. Oilers player.
I don't know, Kapanen?
No, I went with Cal Picker, and this is why. I didn't love his start of the game. I thought the second and third goals were borderline, but he made some timely saves.
Yeah, because they had 5 shots after the first period. So yeah, you're right.
I know, but he made a nice. There was one or two really nice saves. And I listen. Who's the guy? I didn't think there was one. I qualified it before.
You know, I would have, and it's funny. You would have had to go outside the Oiler game. Did you see the game Josh Manson had tonight?
No,
2 goals,
no.
2 assists, 4 points, +5, and a fight.
Oh,
That's pretty good for a defenseman. To me, I'm giving him the relentless player 0.2.
Well, they won 8-2. I might have quit after that game. I'd be like, I'm done. That's my high note.
Gordon Parchewski says he was brutal, crazy pick. Gordy is not agreeing with you.
Gord.
Quaddy says, haha. He stood around relentlessly for two periods.
Those two guys, they're not funny because they both voted for Dr. Doogie Howser in the poll. So they lose.
Did they?
I can check the results.
Brownie, you want to hang around for take a lap, or you want us to let you go? It's your choice.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to miss this
leap
finish.
right off this train. Really? You want to stick around? Okay.
Oh, I want to stay on
All
this
right, we got to
finish.
keep moving though, because our numbers are phenomenal. It's unreal. Zuby, are these the best numbers we've had all year on YouTube? And for this show?
Yes, for this particular type of show, yes, certainly. But it's in the higher. I don't know what our exact peak of the year is, but this
Love
is
it.
close.
Love our audience. Love our audience. They stick with us through thick and thin. Let's take a lap. Brought to you by Riverside Motorsports, your multi-brand motorsports dealer serving Edmonton for over 55 years, offering a wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, snow bikes, e-bikes, and snowmobiles from industry-leading brands. Check them out online at www.riversidemotosports.com. That is Riverside Motorsports. I'm going to refill my water. Because why not in the middle of this show? So have a good segment. I'll be back in a second.
We'll see you for Saturday night's show. All right. Quick update here. Trade today. The Blackhawks traded Laurent Brossoit to the Sharks. The Sharks send a couple players, nothing major, and a 4th rounder to the Blackhawks for Brossoit, a younger D-man named Nolan Allen, and a 7th rounder. So I think he's on the 2nd year of his contract, LeBrussois. He's missed a lot of time. But Brownie, this is a pretty wily move, I think, by the San Jose Sharks. You know, they're getting a guy that may or may not be interesting to other people. I think they have a slot open. I have to double check that. But you know, I think they're trying to add juice to their depth.
Yeah, but this is because they made an absolutely bonehead trade last year. I mean, the San Jose Sharks have a chance to make the playoffs. They do. They've got the 3rd best player in the world right now playing for them, Celebrini. They're making a push in a weak Western Conference to make the playoffs. They had Mackenzie Blackwood, and they traded him. And he's gone on, I think he's like 24-2 now with Colorado. But they traded him for Georgie V, who's playing in Russia. They traded him for a Kovalenko, who's playing in Russia, and a 5th and a 7th round draft pick. And they gave a 5th round pick to Colorado. So they traded Blackwood for a 7th rounder. I mean, they're now competing for a playoff spot, and they got to go out and trade for Laurent Brossoit, who's been in the minors, hasn't played for a year. So this is an absolute bonehead move that was made by San Jose that's now coming back and costing them big time as they try to find a playoff spot with, you know, average goaltending.
That'd be interesting. And then lastly here, we know Florida Panthers are still a pretty good team. And according to Chris Johnson of TSN, he is pretty sure, those are his words, not mine, pretty sure that Barkov will be back this season. I mean, pretty significant injury early in training camp, got it done quickly, and sounds like he's rehabbing pretty hard. So I guess the fact that it happened so early maybe helps him out a bit, Brownie.
Well, if the Florida Panthers make the playoffs, and it's a big if, I think they're on the outside looking in right now, and that's a tight conference. If they are, they would have to be the favorites in the East again. If you get Barkov back, I mean, by the time, if the Oilers get lucky enough to play against them again and they make the finals, Barkov at that point will have played for 2 months. They're going to have Tkachuk back playing. And it's more or less the exact same team that won the Stanley Cup. So it's not a for sure thing Florida makes the playoffs, but if they do and they get Barkov back playing and they get Tkachuk back playing, all of a sudden, to me, they would become the favorite to win a Stanley Cup once again.
Yeah, depending on the level he's able to hit before the playoffs start, like there's something to having really good players sit out like 3/4 of the season and then come back fresh for the playoffs. Like, how many games did Tkachuk play last year before the before the playoffs?
Yeah.
And teams we've seen this. I'm not saying this one was planned, not at all. It's a legit injury, but just funny the way it works out, man. You can get some of your best players back fresh for playoff time. That was Taking a Lap, brought to you by Riverside Motorsports. Okay, Zuby, do we have another break? I can't even remember. Or have we done our breaks?
Nope.
We got another break? What are you laughing at, Brownie? You try hosting a show. Keeping track
I never
of all
knew
this
what
stuff.
happened. I never knew what happened after I left. This is really interesting. This is cool. Hey, do we have a break? I'm not sure. Okay.
All right. Well, do you want to Ask Us Anything?
Absolutely. I'm having a great time. I get to make fun of you guys.
All right. Sounds good. Quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look around the league at the scoreboard and Ask Us Anything. Brownie hanging around for Ask Us Anything. Special night tonight on Got Your Back. Get your questions in. We will be right back.
The new McVeggie. Now at McDonald's.
So at Timberhouse, our guiding philosophy is naturally inspired living. We believe that through design, we can solve problems and enhance people's lives. We follow biophilic design principles in all of our builds to incorporate natural materials, natural light, to enhance all the spaces in a home. When you have your space perfectly reflect who you are and what you value, and it's made well, we think that that just leads to better living.
Soothing. This is a soothing anthem. All right, time to take a look at the scoreboard, brought to you by the Bridge Fit. Whether you're aiming to stay pain-free or hit a new personal best as part of your 2026 resolutions, the physio, chiro, massage therapists, strength coaches at the Bridge are there to help you. Treating the communities of Edmonton, Sherwood Park, Lethbridge, and soon to be opening in St. Albert as well. Check them out. Book your first session at www.thebridge.fit. Strud's scoreboard, my friend.
Yeah, lots of games today. So 12 games. We'll hit a couple high notes. We heard about the Avalanche pounding the Senators 8-2. Not ideal for the Senators, who continue to slide. The Ducks lose again. 5-2, they lose to the Hurricanes in Carolina. The Ducks managed to put forward 13 shots total in the game, 20 if you include warm-up. So a bit of a rough night from the Ducks on the road. The Maple Leafs, they win 2-1 over the Flyers. So the Maple Leafs are starting to show some signs of life. My old teammate Steve Sullivan, obviously the catalyst in that return. Sabres get 2 big points in New York, beat them 5-2. Josh Stone gets his 14th goal of the game in that one for the mighty Buffalo Sabres. And then a little bit closer at home, the Red Wings pound the Canucks 5-1. Shots pretty even on that one, 25-24.
One more game going on right now, too, that affects the Oilers. The Vegas Golden Knights up 4-2 late in the third. And in that game, Carter Hart, now I don't know, I didn't see what happened, but Carter Hart let one goal in, made one save, and then was no longer in net. So I don't know if he got hurt or if he got pulled after one goal against, but he's not in net anymore.
Yeah, he got hurt. I saw the highlight. I'm guessing knee, but I don't know. It wasn't the best angle from it. But yeah, he left early.
Did you guys see that mess with Binnington last night?
Yep.
When Montgomery tried to pull him and Hofer was nowhere to be found. He was
did you see the video where did you see him like is sticking his head around the door? Like the goalie's just back there. You can only see his mask as the coach is looking for him. That is funny.
But I think there's some context there. I'm guessing what happened is maybe Montgomery gave him a heads up. So he went down because that's a different place there. And he went down and kind of get himself set up like that. You remember in that rink, you have to walk up to the
Struds.
benches,
LeBrun
right?
did some reporting today on it. I think he clarified today. Zuby, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said he only had half his gear on, and so he wasn't ready and had to scramble to get his stuff on. Zuby, was that what Dregs was talking about this morning on a range?
That was effectively what Dregs kind of relayed to us.
Why would he have his helmet on?
Report. That was after that. I think that was after the game had started.
He was like, "Do you still need me?"
Yeah,
like that was after he initially got called for, and then he showed up like, "I'm ready now."
That's so. Weird. Why would a backup goaltender only have half his equipment on? That doesn't
make sense.
Well,
like the guy, they don't take their top off. Like I've never seen that or heard that before.
I've never seen a goaltender with half his equipment off ever in my entire life, ever. I mean,
I
except
wondered
after
if just situationally, like, you think he's not, with 7 minutes left in the third, whatever the score is, he's just going to let him ride it out. But I don't know.
I've never seen a goalie not have stuff on till the end. I've never seen it.
Like a bathroom emergency?
Could have been a bathroom.
Or
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a tough look. I mean, you think you keep an eye on the scoreboard. And, when there's a 4 or 5 goal spread, you might want to, start gearing up there, fella. Start getting your stuff ready to go. The other guy's just getting lit up.
Literally, you've got to have your equipment on. That is,
it doesn't make sense.
Unless he was sick or gone to the bathroom, there's no way someone takes their equipment off before the game is over. Yeah. Never.
Like I'm not saying that Pierre and those guys are wrong. Maybe they got duped with a different story. Like that doesn't even make sense. I've never seen that ever in my life happen.
Huh. Okay, there you go. That was our scoreboard, brought to you by the Bridge Sports Therapy and Training. Zuby, why don't we wrap up that ridiculous YouTube poll that you launched into the ether tonight? Where did we land, and how incensed is Struds going to be?
I will say mildly. He's getting his way in the first part. Who is your favorite all-time Neil? But I think he's going to be mad at how close it was. Neil Diamond does win, but he only garners 35% of this vote here tonight, Struddy. And this is going to irk him too. Patrick Harris coming in second.
Told you.
Ahead of Neil Armstrong at 27%. Neil Armstrong, who did something in space or something, he got 20% of the vote, and Neil deGrasse Tyson 18%. So it was actually quite close. Lots of write-in votes for Neil Peart and Neil Young specifically. Brownie Neil Sedaka did get at least one other one. And I thought one of the best write-in votes was for Neil Yakupov. I like that one. Somebody said Neil Yakupov, yeah.
People are funny. Struds, any thoughts on the way that went? I mean, are you surprised by our viewership?
I just can't even imagine someone voted for a guy who was a pretend doctor at 9 years old over top of someone who actually walked on the moon. Like that suggests a lot about our listeners right now and where their head's at.
I don't understand how Neil Sedaka didn't get more. I mean, seriously. Because breaking up is hard to do. They say that breaking up is hard to do. That's Neil Sedaka saying,
why don't you
differently?
I wish you would have sang that nicely at Shaugger's house for karaoke, because I didn't hear that voice there.
Yeah, that was some dulcet tones.
Yeah,
I would have taken my shirt off for that one.
Better starting place than Sunday morning coming down anyway.
Maybe he sang that well the second half of the song that he chose. We wouldn't know because we all fell asleep after the first verse. So we all napped through the second half of Brownie's karaoke song. I literally can't even pronounce simple words properly. I have to change this watch back. This can't go on for another day. I can't be trusted to drive. Okay, Zuby, what's next? Ask Us Anything. Let's get to Ask Us Anything, brought to you by Mortgages by Maria, powered by Dominion Lending Centers, Maximum Mortgages. Rates are falling, the market's heating up, and that means opportunity. Maria Gallus has the lender connections and the strategy to get you more options than the bank ever will. Don't settle for average. Check out mortgagesbymaria.ca. You know how good Maria is? She's been helping us for so long. Our kids are now getting to the age where they're starting to look at potentially making purchases. Maria is now rolling through a second generation from this household of mortgage appraisals and approvals and such. So that's how long Maria's been helping us out. Highly recommend her. All right, Zuby, do the thing.
Sure.
See if we can save it.
Yeah, well, might be too far gone. But MythX said, I know they were -2, but I thought the third line was very effective. Their speed gave the Jets a lot of trouble tonight, forced turnovers, and made chances, but couldn't convert. -2 doesn't look great. We all know what we kind of overall think about plus-minus. Are you guys still in favor of keeping that third line together here for at least these sort of 2 more games, not murderers row, as Struddy said on Struddy's World yesterday, Brownie?
Yeah, I mean, what are your other options? No one off the fourth line's moving up, so Frederick's out till after the Olympics. The one thing they do is they create in the offensive zone, and I like what the texter said. They create turnovers. They're they're quick, and they get their sticks in passing lanes, and they lift sticks from behind. So yeah, Struddy, I'd give them another shot and hope that they can find a little bit of offensive magic.
Yeah, I said 3 games in a row. This one, the Kings and the Hawks. Just let them breathe, let it go. The problem is Mangiapane will sit out for 5 games then. So is the head coach going to let that?
I don't think Mangiapane's going to play though. I don't think he's going to play anymore. I think they're going to keep him in the press box till they trade him. That's what I think. I mean, I got no inside information, but to me, it's let's not get him hurt because we want to move him.
Yeah, not fair.
I don't know how much risk he's at of getting hurt out there, but anyway.
There was a comment made yesterday or our last show in the stream was like, you got to play him if you want to trade him. But I don't, to me, that's only been lowering his value at this stage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bert says, we'll just take kind of a part of this. Someone else said this to me. It's the only reason I'm kind of bringing this up. Is it time for local media? Let's not go there per se, but to question Knobloch about providing unrealistic timelines for player injuries when asked by media when the players are when they're coming back. Now, I didn't think anything Knobloch does here is out of character of what is done league wide, but someone was at me on social media saying he's consistently wrong or consistently underestimates. Shaugger, but you go on this first. Is anything he does different or out of line with the rest of the league?
I don't think he's sitting there feeding us complete BS. I think the relevant question would just be, based on timelines that you initially give us and how long players actually stay out, are you having a problem with setbacks this year with players more than normal? And if so, why? That would be the bullet question to fire about that topic. I don't think he's standing there BSing us, but it feels to me like they've had guys that have taken longer. Jari is taking longer than what they initially thought for whatever reason, Brownie.
Would you be able to ask one of your media friends if they could ask that question then? That's a really good question.
Well, you're a media guy, Brownie. You can come down and ask sometime if you want. You have accreditation. Come to the press conference. Ask a question.
No, I don't even know where you guys do that. I just know where the press box is and Studio 99.
That question was from Bert, and that made me laugh, Zuby, because was it on Struddy's World yesterday?
Oh yeah. Yes.
How did it come up? So we've got the legend of Daryl Dragon on Struddy's World. He introduced Darren Dreger one time as Daryl Dragon, and then. How did it come up in conversation yesterday? What
was right off the top of the show? It was something about the intro that the girl's voice that I have changed the one-liner intro to Struddy every time, and I can't remember what that was, but Struddy said that someone was the wind beneath his wings, much like Bert Midler.
Bert Midler. I was dying laughing because I was waiting to come on. I was dying laughing behind the scenes. Bert Midler. Anyway, that was pointless. Okay, keep going, Zuby.
Okay,
let's land the plane here, buddy.
Yeah, a couple more. Let's get to Hank here. He says, do you think Szymanski gets a call-up this season, as we've seen him named to the German Olympic team? Maybe that's a boost of confidence for him. Where does he kind of rank in your mind of a guy who might join the team, Struddy?
Well, the people that really watch that team closely are quite high on what he's doing. And he seems to fit the bill. He's a big guy that can skate pretty well, maybe a fourth line center. The problem is there's other guys in front of him right now that are up and that are young. Howard, I think that they'll try to get Hudson or back up at some point. So yeah, I would like to see him. I want to see him in the NHL, but for that to happen, there are going to be some injuries, Brownie.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be injuries. I don't think the plan was for him to be up this year. I think he's been better than they expected. And for him, a great opportunity going to the Olympics. The things that you will pick up at the Olympics, I think, is fantastic for him. So I don't know if he's in the plans this year, but he certainly is part of the Oilers' future.
Okay, this is a good question from Thaddeus Stewart. He wants to know, what does the post-game recovery process look like for these pros? I feel like Wednesday Night Beer League takes me out for 3 days. What's post-game for a guy, treatment for a guy who's not particularly injured these days? And what was it in your day? Brownie, you can go first.
Well, when I first broke in Pittsburgh, when you walked from the ice, you got off the door, you walked down a little hallway, turned left, and then you had about 15 feet before you went in the dressing room, and there were 2 coolers of beer. And as you walked in the dressing room, you would grab 2 beer, and you would sit in your stall and drink your beer while you took off your equipment. And then you would go and shower, and where we had in the old igloo, there was a big room where you had your clothes, and the whole media group would be in there when you come out of the shower. So you have all these naked hockey players standing around with all the media with a beer in your hand doing interviews. I think it's run differently now than it was when I haven't been in there, so that might be better for you.
Yeah, it's quite different than what you just described there, Brownie. Although back when I first started back in the day, it was, in the early 2000s, it was maybe a little bit similar. But Struds, I get the feeling it's a little more handled a little more professionally and technically for recovery.
Yeah, it is. And a lot of guys use the post game a chance to get heavy lifting in, right? So your deadlifts, your squats, box jumps, those types of things. Why? Because
you're warm,
you have 2 days before your next game. So,
right.
You do it the night after. I started when I came to Edmonton, I actually started doing the day before and sometimes the day of. And it really felt like it loaded your legs. So, I mean, the science is changing all the time, but that's when a lot of guys would get you hear of Zdeno Chara, all these guys having really hard workouts post game. And then just a lighter kind of recovery day the next day, then play the game 2 days later.
Yeah, I didn't work out after the games. I usually didn't work out the next day either. Probably is one of the reasons my career went the way it went, but yeah, it is different now.
Okay,
I'll just quickly tell the story about in Dallas last year in the playoffs. We were waiting to get into the locker room post game, and there's this curtain goes across the entire hallway where the Oiler locker room is, and all we hear is these weights clanging and this like this sort of grunting and these weights clanging over and over and over and over. And they pulled the curtain to let us back in, and it was McDavid doing these deadlift hop up maneuvers up onto a bench. Like he would hop up with one leg onto a bench with his deadlift stuff in his hands and everything. And I looked down at the sheet. He'd played 24 minutes that night. And it was immediately after the game. So maybe to your point there, Struds, they take advantage of the time between games.
Okay, two quicker, maybe hockey ones, and we'll just have one something fun to wrap it up. On the Oilers, PF, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering this now, PF 10115 says, guys, has Ingram passed picks for the backup role? Does he have enough runway here to do it? Has he done it already, or is it just the numbers game that's going to see him end up going down again, Struddy?
You know what? He's played well, but I think they can't lose anyone. They need these 3 goalies. So I think that is going to be the ultimate decider here. Let me know when Jarry returns, and then I can give you an answer.
I think in their mind, I believe that Ingram is their number 2 goalie, but it will depend on the waivers. If they can get Ingram down to the minors without having to clear waivers, he will go down to the minors. I think he's second on the depth chart now, in my eyes, but they can't afford to lose a goalie. They can't. They need all 3 of these guys come playoff time. They will do whatever it takes to make sure all 3 are here.
Well, and the other thing to consider is that if they believe that Ingram is number 2 on their depth chart and likely to be a backup in the playoffs, then they don't want him here playing every 3rd or 4th game. They want him down there playing every 2nd game.
Good
or
point.
more, so they can get him down there, continue to get his starts in. But we'll see. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky situation. All right, Zuby.
Okay. We're not going to get into rumor mongering, but the fact of these rumors is that Steve Staios did make a statement. So Scotty wants to know, what are the boys' thoughts on the drama in Ottawa today with Staios' comments? Basically saying, yeah, okay. Do you want me to? I
mean, look, it got ugly. People are saying all sorts of stuff online, and the team felt like they needed to back their player and tell everybody to shut up. Honestly, don't even want any discussion in the chat about it. It's kind of, it was toxic sort of garbage. So the organization backed their guy and they're hoping to move on from it. I mean, I think it's really that simple, Struds.
Yeah. I mean, I went on that dressing room. I have no idea. It's pretty crazy, outlandish rumors for that to be out there. But, Steve Staios is a fiery player. He's a fiery GM. He just says there's no truth to it at all.
Yeah, that was more my thought. Is what do you think of them making the statement coming out? There's rumors, stuff about things all the time, but to see the team making that's the part to me that's different.
And don't mind people asking about the organization's response and everything. You just don't want the conversation to downgrade into, well, what was said, what. We're moving on from that, and it is what it is.
Okay, rapid fire.
Anything else, buddy?
Rapid fire from Blommer. Struddy, who was one player of your generation you would not want to fight, or you did not want to fight?
Oh, man. There is not one. There is a lineup of guys I didn't want to fight. Derek Bugard, Bob Probert, Donald Brashear, Chris Simon, George LaRock, although I did, and I was so stupid. But just so many animals, absolute animals, those guys. That's why I look around today and I'd feel very comfortable fighting any one of these gentlemen compared to those animals. It's so scary. So scary, man.
All right, and Klima's Lid wants to know, Struddy, how many times have you watched the movie Saving Silverman?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. I mean, it's pretty neat that he shows up, the diamond cutter on there. But go see that show, Song Sung Blue. It's really, really good.
Nickname? Is his nickname the Diamond Cutter?
That's my nickname for him. It's my playlist I have for him. It's called the Diamond Cutter. His real nickname's the Jazz Singer, right? But you're not a true fan. You wouldn't know that. It's okay. Don't be hurt.
All right. Is that it, Zuby?
That's it. Unless Simple, we can go back to your watch here, Shaugger. Simple 2025 wanted to know, I wonder how Rishaug would react in case of a real emergency.
Oh, I'm good in emergencies. Oh yeah, I'm solid. I get calm. I get eerily calm, and I know exactly what needs to be done. I spring into action. I support other people. When there's an emergency, you want me around. I'm very, very steady most days.
Yeah, you're the first person I would call.
All right. That was Ask Us Anything.
All right,
Brought
thanks.
to you by Maria Gallus Mortgage Broker. Let's wrap up with our play of the day, shall we? Brought to you by Mainline Water and Sewer, your trusted choice for over 40 years. Specializing in sewer line replacement and expert water line repair and replacement. They've got a trenchless method that is quick, low impact, and often finished in a single day, complete with backflow protection. Visit mainlinewaterandsewer.ca. Struds, what do we got for we got 2 brownies here.
Oh,
we got 2 brownies in the chat.
Yeah, that's probably just enough. Okay, I'll go with the brownie. Brownies, I'm going to steal brownies, the play of the day. Josh Manson, I'll read his stat line. 2 goals, 2 assists, +5, 5 shots, 3 hits, 3 takeaways, 4 block shots, and a fight, I believe, his first shift that he absolutely unloaded on the poor guy. So that's a pretty nice night for a D, man.
Sticking up for a teammate too in that fight, I think. Hey, Brownie?
Yeah, it
wasn't
was.
he?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
His teammate got rocked. He went over there and dropped the hammer. And he really dropped
Manson's having a really good season right now. But then again, he plays for the Avalanche.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be having a very good
The
season.
Oregon player's having a good year there, Brownie. Like, everyone's playing well.
I thought for play of the day, Struddy might pick that one dump in that Pickard saved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Give him the play of the day and the relentless player. Hey, Zuby, I'm calling an audible on the extra music. I want you to shut this off.
Sure.
And there's only one way to finish a show like this, and that is with Death Metal Got Your Back. So wrap it up with a little death metal action. Wonderful numbers on the stream tonight. Holy snap, got your back, listeners. Thank you so much for grinding through this one with us. We appreciate you. Struds, it was a show. Zuby, boy, oh boy. Brownie, not bad, buddy. Not bad. Probably the best of us.
I think
we'll be back after Saturday night. Oilers. What's that?
This is a memorable show. People on the stream will remember that they were here for this show.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be back after the LA Kings and Edmonton Oilers on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock start, so it will be a late one, but we will be here delivering as always. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Throw us a thumbs up on the way out if you don't mind, and we'll chat with you in a few days. Thanks for hanging in, Brownie. See you guys.
Good night.
Oh, it gets soft in here. You know what I mean?
Little breakdown there, hey?